Om Shanti and welcome to Light of Knowledge. In the search of our identity, our religion, nationality, and language become an integral part of our personality. The one we pray to, the country we belong to, and the language we speak in are very close to our hearts. At times, these pose critical challenges. How do we go above and beyond these? Let's discuss this with Sister Shreya from the Brahma Kumaris. Welcome to the show, Sister.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
Sister, when I was a little girl and when I was in school, I can very acutely remember that I was aware of my religion as an identity. And not just my own religion of being a Christian, I remember my classmates belonging to other religions as well. So I knew who in my class was a Hindu or a Muslim or a Sikh or a Jain. And I can't help but ask you, as a child, how come at that age I was so acutely aware of this particular label in my identity?
Yeah, religion is very closely connected to us. And like you said, my religion. Again, we don't say I religion. We feel the separation that I am different from my. And it's my religion that I have adopted after birth. I was born in a family. That family was following a particular religion and I was given that religion. But maybe because we use that label quite a lot, when we fill a form, when we get admitted to a school, the kind of school we get into. Sometimes you have a very convent school, a school which has people from all religion. So it is somewhere that we pick up that religion is also my identity. And sometimes, depending on the kind of information that we pick up, we might feel that I am a little more superior and my friend from another religion is inferior. It could also be another way that if you don't know about that, then maybe you belong to different religions, but yet you are like close friends. If you don't know much about religion, yes, just a label, okay, maybe this one is a Muslim, this one is a Christian, but you don't know more about religion, about anything, that this is a powerful religion, this is a weak religion, the stereotypes associated with religion, then even the best of friends can be from different religion, no problem. As a child, if you see, no problem with any religion. Everyone feels like the same.
Sister, I really liked what you said, that you get your religion by birth. And it's almost as if you don't really have a choice. If you're born in a Christian family, you're Christian. If you're born in a Muslim family, you're Muslim. It's quite possible that if you get your religion by birth, then in previous lifetimes or future lifetimes, you could be of a different religion as well.
Yes. See, we have to understand what religion is. What is religion? It is a set of beliefs. A set of beliefs that are passed from the parents to the child. When you take birth in a family, the religion they follow, whatever the beliefs are of the religion are given to the child. Now those beliefs, actually, if you look any religion, the whole idea of religion is to create harmony. If you look at any religious text, it talks about virtues. It talks about compassion, forgiveness, love. But there are times that we don't relate to the teachings, but we get connected to the teacher. Have you seen that? Sometimes we get connected, we get attached to the teacher, and somewhere we forget the teaching. And the attachment is so strong to the teacher or to the religion, to an extent, if you see one reason that there are maximum wars in the world is because of religion. Caste and religion. Two reasons that we see so much conflict and so much wars. Because if I get attached to my set of beliefs, I get attached to my teacher, I get attached to my religion, then if you say something about my religion, I feel hurt. I forget that I am a being, this is my religion, the purpose of my religion is to lead me to that right path so that I can contribute peacefully and lovingly to the world.
I completely agree with you because, at times I find myself defending my religion. If somebody has to say something about it, it almost makes me very sensitive to their remarks. and then I go about defending and trying to prove why my religion is right. And it gets into some kind of a debate of sorts. And if I actually look at this in the larger context now, you always see people of different faiths saying, my religion is right. The other will say mine is right. And it's as if one is right, the other is wrong. And you can get into that argument forever.
Yeah. See, what happens when we are attached to a particular set of beliefs? We think they are right, which is the truth. Any religious text, whatever they're saying, their beliefs come from certain logic. And according to them, they are right. But the only place that we go wrong, that automatically we start thinking that if these beliefs are right, they come from certain logic, my teacher is right, then maybe their beliefs, their teacher and their religion is wrong. But if you ask that person, he will give you the logic for the rituals they are following, their teachings and their teacher. So from their perspective, they are also right. From our perspective, we are also right. The only problem is, instead of giving respect to each other's religion, we're saying, I am right and you are wrong. So there is no respect, rather rejection to the other religion. And see, if you reject one person, it's fine. But if you reject the whole community, then it takes a form of war. Even if you reject one person, he gets angry, there's an argument, there is a lot of negative energy. Just imagine rejecting a community. So much anger, then that at a global level can become like a war. And at most times, I've also seen, sometimes the attachment is so strong that somebody on the other hand maybe is just trying to understand your religion. But even while understanding, they may say something which is slightly different from what you understand. It can be their opinion. It is that they are trying to understand. But this person is so attached and feels hurt to an extent that they feel insulted. See, every time you're feeling hurt and insult, it's a sign of ego. Ego here is saying, I am right. I am right. So you have to be wrong.
So what should our perception be, sister, towards religion? Should we say that, every path is right and every path is taking us to the same destination? Should that be our perspective to promote religious harmony?
Yeah, see, if you see all religions when they started, whether it was any religious text or the teacher, what was their intention behind? You see Christ, you see the deities in Hindu religion, or you see Guru Nanak Ji in other religion. All religions, if you just see as a detached observer, their only intention was to create more harmony. So somebody talked about love and brotherhood. Somebody talked about non-violence. Somebody talked about purity. The whole intention was that we become better, more harmony. I don't think anybody had an intention to kind of prove that I am right and you are wrong. The purpose of religion was always to create peace and harmony. Now the purpose is getting defeated. Now the maximum wars are because of the religion, and it's not because of the religion. Outwardly, it may look like it's because of religion, it's because of the teachings. No, it's because we are so attached. The war is because of the ego, the clashes of the ego, the clashes of not the religions.
It's very beautifully put, sister. And you also see that when you are following a particular religion, there are certain rituals expected from you. And sometimes you get so lost in the process of these rituals. For example, it could be maybe something as simple as lighting a candle, that you don't really understand the significance of these rituals.
Rituals act as a reminder, and that is for all religion. Every time we follow a ritual, because rituals are accompanied with religion. All religion, you will see that they have some daily rituals, monthly rituals, something that they do once a year, something. But that ritual is always act as a reminder. For example, you were saying lighting a candle, that could be in the church. But what is about lighting the candle? It is making sure that you light yourself from within, the light of knowledge that will dispel the darkness. And with that light of knowledge, you bring that light into the world, lead the path for others. More like when you dispel the darkness within and you become powerful, then you live your life in such a way that it becomes an example for others. You know, this is the light. Now, it was to be every day you go to church and light that candle, or even another religion, you know, you would light this diya. And the whole purpose behind is, to some extent, that they will not let it go off. They will get up at night and pour oil. The whole purpose is it should not extinguish. The light should always be there, always. Because this light, always, you know, should be always lighted so that you can bring the light into the world. So that is what a ritual is. Many, many different rituals, just a reminder of who you are, reminder of who God is, and what your purpose is in life.
We seem to just blindly follow some of these and, you know, not really question the logic behind them. We don't really introspect and really see the true meaning of some of these practices.
One of the other ritual, or you can say mantra, or anything that people sometimes think it is the word Om Shanti. See? And we use this word every day. Whenever we meet somebody, we meet them and we begin with Om Shanti. And a lot of people think, oh, maybe it's a mantra, or maybe, you know, it's something to do with their religion or the spirituality or the organization. But again, Om Shanti has a very beautiful meaning. You know, it's just like when you meet somebody in the morning, you like to greet them, and you greet them saying, good morning. And the purpose of saying good morning is to kind of remind them that I wish that your morning is good. That's the whole purpose, good morning. And when I say Om Shanti, it's also a greeting. And this greeting means, Om means I am, Shanti means peace.
Okay.
So it acts as a reminder that I am a peaceful being. And it acts as a reminder for you also that you also are a peaceful being. And then we begin our conversation or whatever, but the purpose is, now let's do this with the energy of peace. And just imagine how things will go if I just get this little reminder. But like you rightly said, you know, sometimes you can just say the same word and not really feel it, because then it will just get into, you know, like something that you do every day.
Sometimes you do it just like an obligation, you know, because people say that you're supposed to greet like this and say Om Shanti, and then sometimes you feel compelled to say it. But I also see this happen sometimes in religion, you know, where people say you have to do a certain thing. You must do a certain thing. And it's almost as if that compulsion to do, that obligation to do it, is so overbearing. At times you feel suffocated, you know, why do I have to do this? This makes absolutely no sense. But you do it sometimes out of fear, sometimes because of the pressure of your family, and you don't really enjoy the process.
Yeah, you know, we see this with religion quite a lot sometimes, because it's a belief that's passed to you. And you have probably not understood why I have to do this. And definitely there's a logic behind it. But because I haven't understood the logic, I feel compelled to do it. See, what is a belief? It's something that I have picked up from the family, could be from the education, could be from the religious text, could be from the environment. But it's something that I've picked up from outside. The word belief, and if you see, has a word in it which says lie. B-E-L-I-E-F. The word is lie. That it's still a lie. Now you take that belief, which is more like an information, knowledge, and the next step is to understand that, to educate yourself. What is the reason behind this belief? And then after understanding, you need to experiment with it for yourself, to see for yourself that whether when I experiment with this belief, do I experience something? Does it bring some transformation in my life? How it is improving my life? And when you experience something, for you then it becomes the truth.
For example, you could have a belief where, you know, you have to say something maybe 100 times or 200 times. let's say you don't experience anything after that. Then what happens? Then it's a little challenging, right? Because everybody wants you to say that.
Yeah.
And you need not necessarily feel everything in the process of saying that.
Then I think it's fine. Sometimes, when we are very logical, it's very difficult for us to just accept everything. And then it's good to try to educate yourself. Look for the right people, try to find out why they are asking me to follow this particular ritual. It's always good when you educate yourself, because then you don't have to. Then you want to. Then it's out of love, because if you see in religion, some people follow the rituals out of fear, others follow out of love, but there are rarely who follow out of understanding. And the moment you start following this with understanding, it's a beautiful journey, because then every day you're kind of growing from within. You're coming closer to that Supreme Being also. Like you talked about mantra. Now again, you try to find the benefit, you try it, you experiment with it, that when I do it so many times, what happens? Maybe in that time I feel the silence, in that time my mind is not going anywhere. Practicing this daily is helping me to put a full stop. Try to see the benefits. And even if you can't, then don't reject the religion completely. Try to do what you like, because that purifies your intellect. And when my intellect is becoming purified, I am able to understand other aspects also. If you see, today's world, we have these three things: superstition, religion, and spirituality. Now, superstitions is all those beliefs that we're just following blindly out of fear. That's superstition. Religion is something, again, the beliefs that we have taken, we may be following it with love or fear. But spirituality is that one step ahead, where you are experimenting with everything and you're choosing your own beliefs. You're not blindly following them. You take it from any religion, from any organization, you choose them, you experiment with them, and then you make them your belief, because then they hold that truth for you.
So in a way, you are looking at the understanding of it, and then you're truly doing it with love.
Yes.
Okay. Sister, there's another aspect that I'd also like to cover in this, which is one's nationality. And the fact is that people are very proud of the countries that they are born in or belong to. I myself feel like I'm a very proud Indian. And it's something that's very, very close to my heart. And at times, I think the fact that your nationality is very closely linked to your identity can also make some kind of problems in your life.
All attachment creates that fear, no? All attachment, when you say, I'm a proud Indian, then you're always afraid, what if they say something about my country? Especially when you're traveling. Okay, in your own country, nothing will happen. But the moment you travel to another country, maybe to another developed country who thinks the country is very superior, and there if you're asked to introduce yourself, I've seen people hesitating a little. It's there, that fear, that when I introduce myself, I don't want them to judge me. I don't want them to say anything about my country. And I become very defensive, when they say something about my country. But again, I am not an Indian. I am a being. My religion is of peace, and this is my nationality. My nationality is Indian, American. It's my nationality. Again, it's separate from me. What is nationality? It is a geographical land, a piece of land, nation. Nationality word comes from the word nation. And what is this nation? It's a piece of land. It's a piece of land which has been given a name. And everybody who is born in that piece of land then starts to identify themselves with that nationality. If you look at any piece of land, it has some merits, it has some demerits, based on the resources, the economy, the profit, everything, based on the piece of land. Now suddenly if you're born on that piece of land, you think I'm superior. And if somebody else is born on another piece of land which has slightly higher population, less resources, not very developed, they start considering themselves as inferior. It's rather if we can respect each other. If I don't see the nationality, I know. It's not that I don't identify with the nationality. It's just that I don't see you with that intent of being inferior and superior. Then only we can respect each other. And that is why then we have to always try and remind them, it's one world, it's one family. Because we only divide it into, today they say there are more than 180 nations. So look at the fragmentation into 180. Then so much identification with that nationality. And then again we have to do a big work of trying to tell everybody, but still we are one family. So
it's just a bit of land that you happen to be born on that we are so sensitive about. I can't help but also think about the fact that when you are from a particular country, because of this entire aspect of feeling, inferior and superior, there could be certain developed nations of the world that might, boycott products from another country which they feel are inferior or which they feel are infiltrating their markets, and therefore I will boycott their products. I will not use them. I will promote only products of my own country. And then you don't really think about, some of the things that you're sharing, the whole concept of universal brotherhood. It goes out of the window when you're thinking of business and economics.
Yeah, because every product, like you said the word product, every product has a tiny label. Made in China, made in India, and sometimes you don't even look at the quality of the product. We're so that stereotype that this is inferior and this is superior, this nation is superior, then everything that they bring is also going to be of the superior quality. So it could be a very inferior product, but if you just have that label made in so and so, you think it is the best. See, that's how our mindset works, and then people can actually exploit us, no? We are getting exploited so many times, and it's just the product instead of looking at the quality of the product. But yeah, when you identify with nationality, you see all this infiltration happening around.
And finally, we come down to that one label which is so close to our hearts, which is the language that we speak in. It could be our mother tongue, it could be the language that we use for business, but somehow we feel inferior, superior by the choice of our language.
Yeah. See, what is language? It's a way so that you can communicate. It's a physical noise which allows us to communicate in this physical world. There are many levels of communication, of course, but to communicate with two people in this physical world, we need these noises, we need these words. But sometimes maybe, if there is a language which is more globally used and is more accepted in more nations, you suddenly feel it's the more superior language. It's a language just for the purpose of communication. And if you don't know that language, you know one language which is enough to communicate. But if you don't know that language, which is globally used, you start feeling inferior. And I've seen a lot of people, especially even in our country, if you know Hindi and maybe you're not able to converse very well in English, which is absolutely okay, but you kind of feel that low self-respect. You think that they're going to judge me or criticize me or may think something about it, but it is that I am not respecting myself. If I don't respect myself, my choices, then there is a big chance that people may reject me or see me as an inferior. The other forms of communication, which is a lot higher than these words, the communication through vibrations, communication through eyes, through smile, it has no barrier. Everybody understands this one language of smile and language of love. So rather use the language of love and respect each other's language, there's, I don't think, anything to feel inferior or superior about it.
Thank you so much for the very insightful conversation, sister. It was great having you on the show today.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
So friends, from today's conversation, I hope you have a lot of learnings on religion, nationality and language through which you can go above and beyond them. And remember that there is a single thread that binds each of us. That is a thread of universal brotherhood, love and peace. I hope you enjoyed watching the show, and if you have any questions, comments or feedback, do feel free to reach out to us. Take care.